When people ask me what is the New Canaan Society, I tell them it's a group of men that just love getting together and hanging out. They love Jesus and they love each other.
I'd summarize it in a word, friendship.
I'd call it a men's fellowship. Basically, a bunch of guys get together every Friday morning.
Especially men that may have difficulty going to church because it's off-putting for them, and finding a whole group of men just enthusiastic about serving God.
And we want to replicate that in the spirit of His love, that people might see Jesus and not religious person or a religion, but they might see Jesus and how we love one another.
It's a group of men who are honest. They admit their struggles. They share their joys and sorrows together.
They laugh, they sing, they cry, and then they leave. And that's about it, really.
We're effectively copying Jesus' model biblically. Jesus had 12 male friends. He had 3 close friends and 1 intimate. That was his model. And if it's good enough for Jesus, it's certainly good enough for us.
Jim came walking down the road singing songs and humming on him. Though he never set foot in a church on Sunday morning, the smile on his face looked kinda out of place when the look in his shirt. Made me wonder what it was that kept him going. Spent most of his lonely young days working downtown in the sawmill. And a childhood is something he'd never known. All the extra time he had on his mind, every now and then his heart would spill. And he'd start singing all the way home. And he'd sing, I don't know much.
I didn't understand why Christian men couldn't have more fun, like we had at Goldman Sachs, but hopefully in better taste. So I combined my 2 worlds at that time and said, why don't we get together as men to support each other, to be better husbands, fathers, and men, but to have a good time. It's just important. Men need that. Men don't have any place to go and be safe. So this is one of the only places that I know of where men can go and be safe.
I know a love, and one day I'll be sitting up in heaven on an easy chair, sipping lemonade, love lives there.
It makes us want to be with each other because we know we're going to have a good time.
Yeah, thank you. You guys are wonderful.
Would it be over the line to say that you look like a little bit like Dr. Phil and Sean Connery? Would that be over the line?
One of the places where we kind of, introduction to safety, let's call emotional, spiritual safety, where vulnerability can kind of take place, is in humor.
Sir, are you a butler? Possibly a chauffeur?
We come in with so many agendas and tensions, and sometimes laughter can break down the barriers.
The humor thing, in a sense, lets him lower his defenses and just kind of relax and realize, okay, this is not a bunch of, whatever, skin-headed, UFO cult members or something like that. Well, the two of them are, but it's not a whole group of those people.
Big bamboo, all right.
How you doing? I'm done, man. I'm done.
Wow. I've never been hungover without drinking before.
You know what I realized? You're smart, though.
I have really been genuinely struck by a group of guys who so long to bring Jesus all throughout southern Connecticut that they're using all their financial resources, their time, their talent, their hearts to bring this about.
The Friday group really offers not just the things that we're used to, like great music or teaching or preaching or testimonies, but it offers an opportunity where men can come into relationship with Christ in a relational way with another guy.
We'll start at approximately 7 o'clock and we end by between 8:15 and 8:30. And in that period of time, we have about 20 or 25 minutes of food and fellowship. We have a short time, 10 to 15 minutes of praise and worship, and when 200, 250 men sing together, it is really amazingly powerful.
There's something about communally worshiping with other guys and singing that it really does emotionally allow you to get in touch with God in a way that simply listening to words and ideas does not.
And that flows right naturally into a time of prayer where we lift up the individual needs of the group.
And then we have a speaker, and one of our hooks is a great speaker.
I'll tell you one thing. If you really see who this person is, this Jesus that we talk about, you can never be the same.
We go across the spectrum. It's not just one theological group that's really expressed here.
But that's also the benefit of it, because you don't get bored ever, because each guy's new and different and interesting.
And we, as followers of Christ, need to follow him with an awareness of the global challenge that our modern world poses to us.
It begins with God, it concludes with God, and the glory of his story is that he's writing us into it.
That's what grace does. It changes you, and it can change you permanently, and grace is free.
When you retreat, that's when you really, really get down to know each other. It's important to get away for a weekend, a more intense time. When you get away, you really bond. Your friendship really deepens. 6 meals, lots of teaching, lots of prayer, small group breakouts, and just some good recreational time, quiet time, talking well into the night. That's really how you get to know each other.
The unity of the spirit that you feel, you don't get anywhere else.
To be affiliated with the New Canaan Society has by far been one of the most incredible experiences of my life. We're here right now in upstate New York at a men's retreat, and I go back to my room and I got to cry a little bit, not because I'm sad, but because I'm so greatly impacted by the preaching and the ministry, but also greatly impacted by the fellowship and the stories of the guys that I hear. I leave this place forever changed.
Basically, NCS is based on 3 tenets. 1, friendship in Jesus. 2, intimacy with Jesus. And it's all leavened, as you've seen many times already, with humor.
Most men in American culture do not have as solid a connection as they should to other guys or to God.
And the New Canaan Society kind of brings the possibility of men's struggles and weaknesses into a place where they feel safe and hopeful.
We're attractive to other men because we're genuine. We don't hold back. We don't look too churchy. They're safe to come.
Knowing that even though they've failed and sinned, no matter what it may be, they have a home and hope with we who call each other's brothers in Christ.
one bad group, isn't it? Yeah.